This is a seminar submitted for refresher course in comparative Indian literature, UGC HRDC, BAMU, Aurangabad. The topic of my seminar is the icon of mother in Bahubali, negotiation of empowerment and disempowerment of the female agency. I am roll number 29, Surina Mol R, Assistant Professor of English, KNM Government Arts and Science College, Kanjirangulam. First, I will talk about the abstract of the paper. This is about a popular movie that was a huge hit in India, Bahubali. This film, it is situated in the ethos of Hindu culture, and it draws up a lot of Sanskrit traditions, gods and goddesses connected with Indian culture. And it also draws such questions from Mahabharata and from the Vedas, such questions of Dharma, Artha, then Moksha, etc. So we can say that Bahubali has a straightforward connection with the Hindu culture. So in this film, the mother is conceived as a superhuman being, or the mother is of a superhuman dimension, and it is consumed, this particular figure or the icon of the mother is consumed by the discourse of a religion and nation. And by looking at the discourse of religion and nation, and also this portrayal of mother, the icon of mother, I will be talking about the empowerment and disempowerment of the female agency in connection with religion and nation. Here we have the Hindu goddess, which is portrayed as the divine mother, savior, protector, then a goddess of revenge. This is the coloring, or this is the idea of the mother in Bahubali. She can be a mother, she can be a savior, a protector, and goddess of revenge. And we have two characters in Bahubali. First is the character of Shivagami, and second is the character of Devasena. And in Shivagami, we see the South Indian Amman, and in Devasena, we see a lot of symbolic trait of the Brahminic counterpart of Durga and Kali. So here Shivagami Devi, she depicts the Amman in South India, and this Amman in South India stands for the nurturing motherhood. And in this film, Shivagami Devi, she outlines the function of motherhood and keeper of traditions. For example, you can connect this Amman tradition with different kinds of cults that are there in South India. The Pechiamman cult. So the motherhood in Bahubali is deeply connected with the Pechiamman cult. Here I will read a session from my paper. The film opens with the punch dialogue of Shivagami, who asks to Parameshwara that the baby Bahubali must live for the sake of his mother, who is expecting him, and he must reign in the throne of Mahishmati. And Shivagami Devi is here depicted as Amma and Thai in Tamil, whose motherly sensibility is her strength and weakness. So, and also in another part of the movie, we see Shivagami Devi lifting the baby up to the sky to save it from drowning, which shows this majestic gesture that of a goddess pointing her fingers to the direction of Mahishmati. So the Pechiamman cult in Tamil Nadu is essentially about a goddess who saves a baby from a cruel king by attacking the king in one hand and holding the baby in another hand. So here the Amman is a goddess with deep maternal feelings, like saving the baby, etc. So along with this cult, Pechiamman cult, we have another cult of Mariamman. Mariamman is portrayed in the popular culture in reddish hue. In reddish hue, there is this red color. And she is a goddess who is related to animal sacrifice, and she is also called Grama Devata. And she stands for the suffering mothers and betrayed wives. And Mariamman do not have any male consorts, and she is easily driven to local sentiments and local traditions. And this goddess is also able to perform human functions. There are a lot of parallels between Mariamman and Shivagami. Mariamman is often portrayed in reddish hue. And in Shivagami Devi, in the film Bahubali, we see Shivagami Devi wearing bright red colored saris. Then another important aspect or another similarity is Mariamman is a goddess who upholds the traditional values or who upholds the local tradition, and she saves the local people. Like that, Shivagami also caters to the interest of the local people in the film. Bahubali was selected as the ruler because he saved the local people rather than killing the enemies. So she is like a Grama Devata. Mariamman is a Grama Devata. Just like that, Shivagami upholds the local virtues and local values. Then another aspect about Mariamman is she is a goddess who doesn't have any male consort. And it is equally noted that Shivagami Devi stands for herself without the protection of her husband. And her husband is portrayed as an emasculated man in that movie. Then Mariamman do not share any male consort. Like that, Mariamman is concerned about the local people and their problems. And thus Amman cult in the movie provides feminist theodicy and post-patriarchal spirituality. There is a conflict between two sensibilities in the movie, in the depiction of the South Indian Amman versus the pan-Brahminical sensibility. The South Indian Amman symbolizes the traditional womanhood. And when we see the Amman movies in Tamil, we know a particular fact that the Amman favors the traditional girl, and the Amman often has conflict with the modern girl, or the modern girl is considered to be enemy. So this tradition versus modern values that's there, or the traditional versus modern conflict that's there in the Amman movie is reflected in the conflict between Shivagami Devi and Devasena. Because Devasena is someone who stands for modern view of life, and Shivagami Devi is the upholder of tradition. And there is another important aspect that's there in the Amman movies, that is the Sumangali tradition. So if the female character, if she goes away from the tradition, or if he consciously or unconsciously presents or unconscious, if she consciously or unconsciously is in conflict with the traditional values, the Amman will kill her husband, or the Amman will snatch away the thali from the woman. So that is that Sumangadi tradition. So like that, Shivagami is the keeper of tradition in the movie, and her insulted motherhood is protected by her sons. And the conflict between Shivagami and Devasena is at the point where when Devasena questions the traditional values of Shivagami, Shivagami tries to kill, or Shivagami plots to kill Bahubali. So there you have Shivagami Devi, who parallels with the portrayal of Amman in the Tamil movies. So this traditional role of womanhood is connected with the nationalism. We have the figure of Tamilathai and Mother India. These two figures preserve traditional South Indian womanhood and traditions of India against westernization and colonization. Here the Divine Mother is a goddess who is replete with jewels and ornaments, and she is considered to be the preserver of traditions. And the image of Tamilathai or Mother India brings us to a mother, the figure of mother who is in shackles, waiting to be rescued by her sons. I quote Sumati Ramaswamy, whose Passions of the Tongue explores the deployment of somatics in the creation of ideological connections between Tamil culture, understood as the goddess Tamilathai, that is Mother Tamil, and her devotees, the Tamil people, in the context of the Dravidian movement. As devoted children, Tamil men are urged to protect the mother, to remove her shackles, heal her wounds, and ease her ever-present tears by safeguarding the Tamil language, culture, and state. The image of Tamilathai as mother is important, as the modality of somatics thrives on the patriarchal imagining of the woman as passive victim, dependent on her male kin to protect, honor, and save her. Unquote. That Shivagami Devi becomes the protectress of the nation to the one who must be protected. For example, there is this gendered bodyscape of Shivagami, which can be parallel to the cartographic imagination of Mother Tamil. It is a picture called a picture drawn by a famous artist, and Mother India. So when you see the two pictures, you could see a lot of similarities. The Mother India suckling her children, just like that Shivagami suckling the babies. And in the second scene where the Mahishmati wages war against the Kalakeyas, you could see that this Kalakeya insulted the motherhood of Shivagami, and her sons tries to protect mother from this insult. So it can be parallel with the image of the goddess and the nation there. And in the second part of the movie, we see a lot of Brahminic hegemonic practices taking over the local cultures. For example, the Teechatti, which is a traditional Tamil symbol carrying this bowl of fire on the head, which subsumes to burning of the effigy of Asura. And the second part, another important god is also introduced. Ganesha is also introduced. And in the next part of the movie, the nurturing motherhood, the image of the nurturing motherhood changes into that of an avenging angel. Here, Devasena is paralleled with Kali and Durga. For example, Devasena against Ballal Deva can be called as a Durga against Mahishasura. So, the image of an avenging mother goddess is replete there in the second part of the movie, and this icon of mother never has any role of the nurturing motherhood as depicted by Shivagami Devi. Durga is called as an avenging mother goddess, and she appears when womanhood is insulted. In opposition to folk goddesses, Durga and Kali never display the mortal mother-son bonds, especially child rearing and breastfeeding, and they do have male consort. So here in this movie, you could see there's a transition from nurturing motherhood to avenging angel, embodying some kind of a militant nationalism. So here the image of Devasena becomes the model of Nari Shakti, which can be read together with women's role in militant Hinduism. So the religious imagery is consistently used in this film to understand the agency of women. Here, unlike Shivagami, Devasena can be Radha, Lakshmi, Bharat Mata, Durga, etc. So here the character of Devasena elides in many roles. And when Devasena tries to kill Ballal Deva, the icon of the mother subsumes into the spirit of nation captured in the background music, O nation, arise and awake. So we can say that there is no Nari Mukti, only the Nari Shakti which is deployed in the moments of crisis, like when nation is in trouble and the virulence and destructive power is channeled to protect it from demons. So it is also very significant to note that Devasena's transformation from Kali to Durga, maintaining order and peace, it resonates with the image of Nari Shakti rather than Nari Mukti. So here Devasena is seen as Bharat Mata, and uh, one must defend for the mother and for the nation. And she is also dissembled through male agency. The mother is always in bondage and slavery, and motherland is considered to be divine. So here in this movie, Devasena transcends the tie of Amman traditions and defends the destructive principle of militant Hinduism. So when her role of avenging angel is fulfilled, she is made the Rajamata. So it is again curious to ask such questions. Uh, what does women like Devasena does for the rootless women as a mother and homemaker to make them come out of their stereotyped roles, rather than emphasizing a new creation of world order through the deployment of goddess imagery. I quote Manisha Sethi's words. Women in Hindu nationalism emphasizes the futility of secular feminism by privileging India's ancient and glorious culture and religion as the most favored terrain for women's self-realization of her potential and agency. They take ancient lineages of Mother Goddess to empower them. Motherland is the origin of all divinities, very embodiment of power. So the different gender realization of these gods with varied roles and manifestations, their fecundity, destruction is not fixated but deployed in certain situations or in moments of crisis against the other. And when these moments ebb away, they can return to nurturing mothers and obedient wives. So we can see that Devasena stands for Nari Shakti rather than Nari Mukti. Conclusion. Brahmanism in the movie succeeds in establishing its domination over the local culture only by a radical but slow alteration in the local cultural ethos through the image of mother as Durga or Kali. The gender construction of the goddess ideology in the movie escapes the male gaze, but the cartographic realization of female bodyscapes to the notion of nation disempowers the female agency. Maternity is only a divine principle in the movie that is informed by religion and culture, and it is a trope used in the narrative for female acceptance in a patriarchal society. That's the end of my seminar. Thank you.